Let's talk about it. Let's see what the cards have to say. What is it that we are discussing today? Let's see. The Tower. So, there's no sugarcoating this. There's no ifs and buts about it. This is quite an intense topic of discussion. Are you sure you're ready? If you are, let your subconscious know by taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. Allow all the air to be pressed out of your lungs. And notice how, even in spite of this very intense card, you're becoming more and more relaxed. Welcome here. You're safe here. We are exploring some topics that might be difficult to think or talk about otherwise, but we're doing it in a relaxing and safe way. If you like my videos, if you like my channel, please make sure that you are subscribed and consider supporting the channel by booking a personal tarot reading with me via my website. This is a Major Arcana card. 16 is the number. What's on your mind? What's bothering you so much? What's something that you cannot even dare to think about, let alone say it out loud? Some piece of information that would break your reality in half and potentially have a ripple effect and create problems for other people too. We all have those types of secrets, and I'm not surprised that you do too. You're not alone in this. The thing about the Tower is that it can oftentimes make you feel like you're the only person in the world struggling with this, trying to keep a storm at bay, trying to ameliorate a catastrophic situation that would fall apart without your help. You are not the only person feeling this way. You are not the only person harboring these difficult and intense energies. So what do we do now? We're all in this together. We're all in the same position. Different stories, different narratives, different individual flavors of the same problem, but the core is the same. The Tower can be scary because we naturally are attracted to order. We are attracted to predictability and peace and structure. And the Tower comes in and takes it all away. So it's a very anxiety-inducing predicament, seeing the Tower come and shake it all up. Why does it exist, though? Why is the Tower's energy so necessary? Let's think about this. Let me get my cards. Let's think about it together. So why is there a need for things to fall apart? Why is there a need for the universe and for your life to rearrange itself continuously, even if it goes against your instinct for comfort? And here we have the world. Well, chaos is the organizing principle. And within chaos, there's the embedded notion of destruction and reemergence of order. It's a continuous dance of order and disorder. It's an interplay between seemingly opposing forces. All of this is a bit too abstract for you, I know. You don't like this kind of talk because you're here with a very specific, crystallized version of the tower, of what the underlying archetypal message of the tower is. You have your own version of it in your life. You have your own version of disorder and disarray, and you're wondering what to do about it. It's not really giving you much solace that the cards are simply telling you that that's the way the world works. It's how it all functions. The destruction of what is familiar gives way to the new, the better, the more evolved. So, let's investigate further. You're still human, even if you understand this, all of this, at a deep level. You're still human and you want the convenience of knowing that there's consistency, that you can rely upon something that the earth-shattering secrets of the tower can be tamed or suppressed or integrated or transcended in some way. So let's deal with that. Let's see what we can infer about that. And here we have the Nine of Swords. All right. So, secrets and worries and threats and the intimidation of the Tower card, all of that, there's a version of it, a hypothetical, theoretical version of it that exists in your mind that's worse than any actual real version of it. That's not to say that the internal realities that we create with our thinking are not real, but we have a choice. All of these alternative interpretations of reality, whether we perceive it real time, whether we're talking about our senses processing the quote-unquote external world and making factual observations about what is going on now, or whether we're dealing with these interpretive layers of emotion and thought attached to those perceptual data. So, the Nine of Swords is saying that the catastrophizing that is happening within you is worse than any impact the Tower can have on you. The thinking about it, the ruminating about it, the anticipation of horrors is worse than any actual horror that can happen to you. And this is real even in the most extreme cases. Fear is worse than anything that can happen to you. It is the mentality of awaiting tragedies or awaiting catastrophes that makes it really torturous. That's not to minimize the existence of tragic and life-altering events in your life and what the Tower might represent. It's not to say that it's nothing, but it is to say that the horror show that your mind generates is the scariest horror movie that ever existed. And when you realize that this is happening internally, oftentimes isolated from even the facts of reality, that it's an interpretive choice very often. When you realize that, that's when you can start to peel away the fear. And whatever the Tower represents, whatever huge systemic change that is inevitably happening here, whatever sharp turn, whatever unpleasant truth, you can deal with it. What is truly unbearable is the torture of an untrained mind. However, and this is the good news, it is within your power to develop cognitive awareness, to be in control of what is happening inside of your head. Not full control. I don't mean that you can generate your thoughts or that you can think happy thoughts and everything's going to be all right. It's not really what I mean. What I mean is you can learn to recognize when the horror show is on, and you can start to tune it out because it's not important. So let's see what advice the cards would like to give you here. The Moon. Well, you are in a bit of a pickle, right? Well, that's okay. We're all lost. We truly are. And accepting that, finding our peace amidst that, is the only thing that we can do. The Moon card as your guidance is telling you that this is a time in your life where you're being yanked around by illusory perceptions or delusions. These are spiritual illusions, very similar to optical illusions. If you've ever seen one of those books where, if you look at a pattern from up close, you look at it a certain way, and it's made in such a way that it creates the illusion of a 3D space. It's something similar with the moon card. Something that is not really there. Or is it? It's this uncanny valley feeling that you get when you're not really sure if you're dreaming or if you're awake. We've all been there. And it's fine. Words and philosophical concepts fall away. They melt like snow in the territory of the moon. This is a deeper, more instinctive level. You need to use your instincts here. You need to use your intuition. And even that might lead you astray. And here's the trick. There is no right way. There is no right direction. You're not making a mistake. There are no mistakes, only choices. And you're traveling through a really dark forest at night, trying to make your way somewhere. It's not easy. But when you transform your idea of what you're doing here, perhaps you're not even looking for a way out. Perhaps what you're doing is the best thing that you can be doing right now. We're all flawed. And the best thing that we can do is to try and search for the light in the darkness of the night. But not finding it at the moment does not mean that you will never find it. And it does not mean anything about you as a person. And let me tell you, we've all been there. Many of us are exactly where you are right now. Again, the details may be different. The peculiarities of your life are unique to you, but the underlying archetypal story is the same. Make your peace with being lost. You don't have to know the way. And if you find it, incidentally, it's okay too. Good luck to you.